When I am in need of profound wisdom, who do I turn to? Dr. Seuss. How lucky you are. When the news is all bad, when you're sour and blue, when you start to get mad, you should do what I do. Tell yourself how lucky you are. When your life's going wrong, when the fates are unkind, when you're limping along and get kicked from behind, tell yourself how lucky you are. Why decry a cloudy sky, an empty purse, a crazy universe? My philosophy is simply things could be worse. So be happy you're here. Think of life as a thrill. And if worse comes to worse, as we all know it will, thank your lucky star you've gotten this far. How lucky you are, how lucky you are. How lucky you are. Yeah, after falling off the ladder, that's exactly how I felt while I was in the emergency room. You know, I was feeling quite lucky there at the moment when the trauma team was all just doing like all their insanity and everything else. But I remember, you know, somebody said to me, I don't remember who it was, things could be worse. I guess that's so, but after breaking, why do I keep cutting in and out, Brian? This is very distracting. What? I don't do sign language. A weak signal from the antennas because this is just... Okay, we'll mess with it, not today. You know, my homily. So, if I keep going, it could be worse. Right? It could be worse because this is just, so the reality is you know, there I was. I only had 8 broken ribs, a damaged liver, right elbow, right hip, left ankle, left shoulder, and a lacerated liver, and you know, a partially collapsed right lung. I mean, did I forget anything there? I don't remember. I do know that in the write-up, they were concerned for they used the word mortality, you know, but things could be worse. I guess I could have been dead. Or worse yet, all I know is I'm doing just fine. And that's what I was focusing on. You see, the reality is I had the paramedics laughing while they came to rescue me here. I had the guy in the back of the ambulance with me laughing on the way to the emergency room. I had most of the trauma team, especially my favorite nurse, laughing in the ER. That was what was getting me through it. Focusing on, well, it could be worse. And that's why we're gathering today to focus on Thanksgiving, on blessings, how lucky we are, how lucky we are. We hear the first reading from the book of Sirach, chapter 50, verse 22. And now bless the God of all who has done wonders on earth. Wonders on earth. Did you see that sunset yesterday? Whoa! I mean, I just stood there and I tried to get my dog Chaplin to check it out, but he was smelling other things. But I was just like, I'm staying like, how could God do something like that? So incredibly beautiful. How lucky we are. And so the focus today is, in your prayer, include an element of thanksgiving, expressing gratitude for the Lord's past faithfulness and present blessings can help shift your focus from your problems to God's goodness. To shift your focus from your problems to God's goodness. I mean, as I was convalescing in my recliner, I found out that the worst thing that I could do, well, The worst thing that I could do was check out the reels that Father David sent me because they were so funny, they made me laugh. And when you have 8 broken ribs, that just like killed you. So that was the worst. But the worst thing that I could do while convalescing in my recliner was focus on the pain. And everything, it was like, and you know what that does? Like pain. Yeah. That isn't where I wanted my focus to be. So I turned to prayer. And I just started counting my blessings. And the blessings were more than I could count. Just the amount of food that people were dropping off at my house was so much that it filled my refrigerator to capacity, filled my freezer to capacity, and so they had to take some to put here in the freezer of the church. I will be living on that food for years. Thank you. That saved my grocery budget there. And then I've lived in that cul-de-sac for every 10 years. And I knew my neighbors and I waved at them, but it wasn't much more than that. Right there at my door, bringing in my garbage cans, bringing out this stuff, bringing over food. How lucky we are. By focusing on the blessings, it helped me to not focus so much on the pain. So as we hear in the first letter of St. Paul to Corinthians chapter 1, verse 3 and 4, I give thanks to my God always on your account, the grace of God bestowed on you in Christ Jesus, that in him you were enriched in every way. In him you were enriched in every way. That endless, ever-flowing grace. So think about, how lucky are you? Are there times in your life where you've experienced that grace? I have people who inspire me. How did Judy Reese respond to her broken wrist? Wasn't that grace-filled? Did you ever see anybody heal that quickly before? I'm sure Mike was appreciative of that. And others, so many people who I've been able to see how God's grace has just abundantly flowed into their lives and helped me to recognize how lucky we are. And so let us take today and be like that 1 out of the 10 lepers and focus on the good, the blessings. As we heard in the Gospel of Luke chapter 17, verse 16, he fell at the feet of Jesus and thanked him. Thanked him. How lucky we are. How lucky we are. Let us take today, but basically every day, and be thankful for the blessings, the grace we have received. To be thankful for how lucky we are.